Minowa and Dan Burkett. Dan Burkett will lead, Minowa giving chase. Let's see who comes out. What do we got? Dan Burkett. Car setup seems really spot on for Dan Burkett. Comes into that first outside zone, right into the naked eye of a judge. Minowa taking a shallower line, and Burkett gets all the way out to outside zone 3, no problem. Minowa, look at that, just jumps right back to the side of the car. Minowa runs over that last inside clip. Minowa did have a mistake there under the bridge. Watch the proximity and him falling back a little bit of a tighter line.
Yeah, Dan's throwing a ton of angle at this car, so initiation, nothing crazy there. Dan scrubs a bit to get to outside zone 1, snappy transition to 2, and then Minowa, has the answer to it by getting the car back into the pocket as we get to 3, and then here you can see Minowa basically holding the car back, anticipating it. Little bit of a front wheel to front wheel touch there as they come through that inside clip, but love these drone shots. So Dan initiating really early, and then here you can see him having to push out to make sure he hits that first inside zone. So, it's not a run that's flawless, but it's making the corrections in a way that makes sense. But look at the angle Dan's getting there. I mean, he's a styly boy. I think we forgot how much style Dan can throw out there.
Yeah, I mean just from the aesthetics of the car, always just wants to make sure it looks the part. But not last season because he took a year off, a hiatus. At the end of the 22 season, you really saw the car come together and loosen up. The car, I remember at Long Beach, it just seemed like it just wasn't letting go. It wasn't loose. Now the car seems really loose. So maybe that time off, getting his mind right, going to Florida, getting it dialed, I think that's really working out for him. It's paid off. You got to know when to fold him. And he, like you said, it's not goodbye and see you later. Here he is. All right, so Minowa now out front, the 14-year-old Japanese pilot. Here in this first outside zone. Wasn't as aggressive as seen in the past, but look at that, allows Dan Burkett to be right there. Dan Burkett, great chase job. It's gonna be tough here, Jacob. Coming that last inside clip. Dan just wraps it right around. This is tough, man. We're splitting hairs. Good job by, Minowa wasn't as aggressive as we saw. It wasn't like as snappy as we saw previously, but it really allowed Dan Burkett to get that proximity. Yeah,
Minowa's got a very, very smooth style. Here on initiation, almost looked like they made some quick contact, but Minowa's first outside zone was a little bit better than Dan's just because he didn't have that correction. Dan did a really good job in the chase. Minowa crushing outside zone 2, really deep in 3, and then Dan almost pushing a bit ahead, getting a gap just a touch, but able to push the car back out. Didn't quite hit that touch and go near the end, but yeah, I mean, it was a solid run from both. I mean, I would love to see a side-by-side on this to really start to dissect the small parts, but a couple of mistakes in both. It wasn't like it was a 99 versus a 99. I mean, they were both great runs.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more, Jacob.
I love that we're just having to split hairs and we're in the seating bracket.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what we wanted out of this.
That's what we anticipated.
Yeah.
That's just the caliber of driving is just. Yeah. This cone is taking a licking.
Yeah.
And thank you to Cal Club. They were inverted. All right, so who is moving on here?
Looks like the judges are going through the replay machine. They're taking a look at a couple of different angles to understand. Vernon taking a really deep look at this as well to try and see where those mistakes are, but getting an indication he saw what he wanted to see. So judges do have the ability to see angles and replays that we're not showing on the live stream as well. So they're able to really dive in and scrub through frame by frame to understand what's going on. And here's the side-by-side I was asking for.
BC Racing Go for Gold side-by-side.
All right.
Replay brought to you by U.S. Air Force.
So there's that lead mistake from Dan. And then in the chase here, you can see there was a bit of a scrub there from Dan as well, but Minowa fell back a little bit. Minowa shoots out of that gap really quick. Yeah, it's not perfect by either, but
So you said it's not a 90-point run.
No, but it's a good set of runs.
Yeah, 8 out of 10.
Yeah, 8 out of 10. So I think we've got a decision here. Judges are still having a conversation, but I think they've come to a conclusion at this point.
Let's see what the conclusion is. All right. Other side of the bracket, Shanahan and LZ to go against the winner of this battle in the finals.
I think we are still, maybe we've got one judge that's still waiting to take a look at this. I mean, it's tough. It's really, really tough, especially with no one more time. I mean, it'd be easier to just hit that button and go, okay, well, let's just see it again. But
See it again.
yeah. Yeah, get through the show and make the call, make the decision. Rookie, not rookie judge, I think that's the wrong word. Rookie to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, splitting hairs here, like you said, and so we're gonna watch it again. Still analyzing.
So Minowa very close there on that first outside zone. Really close there on the second, and you can see the wavering though from Minowa following in behind Dan, whereas Dan's chase was a little bit more exact, although Minowa did have to waver a bit, in my opinion, because of some of the corrections that Dan made in the first one. So hard to say. As we said, it is not necessarily lead versus lead, chase versus chase. That is comparable, but if one driver had a phenomenal lead or a phenomenal chase, that can outweigh some mistakes in the other one. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know which one I would pick.
All right, let's see. Still analyzing.
Big Sunex Tools logo there on the top of Dan. I wonder, I can't quite tell what's on the hood from here.
Yeah, it does look like it's his race number, 34.
Okay.
Yep. All right, do we have a verdict? Slide him left for Burkett or right for Minowa? Looks like Minowa gets 1 vote, 2 votes. Minowa gets the win unanimously. So Minowa's in the finals on his FD debut, 14 years old. Minowa advances on.
Great work from Dan. I mean,
Yep.
taking the year off, coming back, it's never easy. Shaking off the rust, but yeah, he's in the show.